The NHL and Turner have reached a new TV rights deal, which should mean only one thing: Charles Barkley on commentary for hockey. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ben Pickman and Wilton Jackson. And guys, it sounds like, I guess, like a joke at first, but let me lay it out for you, Ben, right? First of all, Charles Barkley does college basketball broadcasts, and we know he may not know so much about that. Secondly, he does NBA broadcasts, and I don't think we're necessarily there for the analysis. And thirdly, he's a big hockey fan. So, if you're trying to promote that product as best as you can, you got to have Charles in the booth.
Oh, I think we're definitely going to see Sir Charles involved in TNT Turner's hockey coverage. I don't know if he's going to be in the booth per se. I think the speed of the game might be a little quick for anyone to keep up with, let alone Charles Barkley. But I definitely do expect him to appear, whether it's as an analyst or a pundit or do occasional spots. You mentioned it. Barkley is an NHL fan. Just a couple years ago, when the Predators were in the Stanley Cup final, Commissioner Gary Bettman invited him to a game, and he appeared on NBC Sports' shoulder programming. Just in 2019, when the Bruins and Blues were in the Stanley Cup final, Barkley was at Game 7 just before the Warriors and Raptors game on the eve of that NBA Finals game, and he actually made a prediction on Sportsnet Canada. He guaranteed that the Blues would win that game, and sure enough, they did, unlike many of Barkley's NBA predictions. So I certainly think we're going to see Sir Charles involved in these, in these NHL broadcasts in some form or fashion. He is a real passionate fan of the game, it seems, and so it would be silly for Turner not to involve him in some way.
Yeah, and look, why is he so good at his job? Because he's just a good television presence, right, and entertainer. And it's entertaining. Some of the games they'll play on Inside the NBA, you could argue that perhaps he should know more of the NBA players than he does. But, Wilton, I'd like to see him say some hockey player names.
You're absolutely right, Robin. And him being able to pronounce some of the players' names. And more than anything, Charles Barkley brings his presence. Like, obviously, we're not going to necessarily expect him to bring the analytical side of things, but just him being himself on TV, that's what people look for. And, like, I just know from watching, the TNT broadcast and everything like that, like, you're going to get some Charles Barkley bloopers and everything like that. But his personality and what he brings to TV is priceless. I mean, you're always going to get some good laughs. But more than anything, for the sport of hockey, it allows the sport to get more of a diverse viewership. And I think that's something that, the sport could definitely use moving forward. So Charles Barkley being able to participate in NHL broadcasts, I think would be a really great thing.
Yeah, I've had a bit about hockey fans in the past where they generally will complain that you're not talking about hockey enough. But then when you do talk about hockey, they complain about how you talk about hockey. But in this case, I think, some of the deals that the NHL has signed are going to be really good for the sport. I mean, we already saw ESPN putting Stephen A. out there to promote the NHL. If TNT does the same with Charles Barkley, you just can't help but get some casual fans go, and hockey, a high speed, high paced, physical game. So I think it would be good for the sport for Charles Barkley to at least be part of what they're doing.